here with my big gut hanging out, sitting here like Buddha with a pair of dog tags on. All right, I'm gonna turn this around. This is terrible. We are out here on Catawba River. Live chat. Live chat. Save highlight. Okay. I'm gonna set this here and see if let's see if I can get a good picture there. I've got to figure out how to stop this thing from turning over. Maybe my little cooler will help. That might do it. Keep it from turning over. I'll get it adjusted right. Then I can't read. Alright, I got it wedged in kind of best I can. Turn it up. I've got to get me a GoPro mount. I wish it would let me turn my phone sideways. I'm talking to myself, but dadgummit. Oh, this is me and Elijah's spot. Somebody tore his little E up he made with sticks. Somebody come up here and tore it up, or either a big wave did. Hello. Trying to get a live, trying to go live, and having a hard time with my, I don't have a mount for my coat for a, I don't have a GoPro mount to put my phone on or anything. I got one joining me. Welcome to the chat. I can't see who it is, but welcome. I just came on 2.5 minutes ago. I'm out here at Catawba River, which I guess I'll have to repeat that. It's so nice out here this morning. I'm gonna run my mouth a little bit and try to catch me some fish out here today, maybe. But I'm trying to wedge my, I don't have a place to put my I need to go to the store and get me a mount and screw it to my kayak where I can not worry about it, my phone turning over and falling out of the boat or anything. I can set it and forget it. I'd like to catch a fish live while I'm on live. Got my favorite my favorite lure, brokeback minnow. I've caught my biggest fish on the brokeback. I'm gonna fish, hang out, paddle around. I'm not supposed to be out in the sunshine because I'm on them antibiotics for my sinusitis and upper respiratory infection, but it's shady, got overcast. It was pretty hot out here a few minutes ago, though. The clouds kind of separated for me. I'm gonna paddle up river. Then I can float back down later. It's supposed to storm after a while. It's supposed to rain and storm after lunch, but I don't know. It may not. Sunday morning. It's I don't know what time it is. 9, close to 9. I was going to be out here at daylight, and I was up at 3 o'clock this morning thinking about it, and I thought, nah, I'll just hang out. My wife's cooking a nice dinner today, and I'll just hang out with her out back. It's going to be in the 80s. Have some coffee this morning with her out back and listen to the birds. But the more I sit there looking at videos and Facebook and waiting for her to wake up, I decided to come on out here. So I got a late start. My intention was to get out here when the birds started singing this morning. And the sun started popping up over the top of the trees. That's my best time. I think I might just cut this off and come back on later. Nobody here. It makes me want to give a shout out to my buddy Long Island Bigfoot, Mike Colantinio. He was out there doing a little fishing video yesterday, day before yesterday or yesterday. He's been camping out. Made me think of him out there fishing. And thanks to him, I got the fever the last day or so, watching him out there fishing. Wish you was with me right now, buddy. Maybe we could catch something. But anyway, I think I'm gonna start another one. Maybe I'll cut this off and lay this phone down and kick ass up the river as fast as I can, and then I can take my time and come back down the river. Hey. I think that's what I'll do. I'll publish this, but I'm gonna cut it off and get to paddling here, because I've got a little selfie stick that turns into a tripod, but it's just balanced in the bottom of this kayak, and I don't want it to turn over too fast. Oh, there's one person. Hello. Hey, Jen Lee. Good morning. I was getting ready to cut this thing off because I've been out here for 8.5 minutes and I hadn't seen anybody. I said, well, let's just cut this. I've been talking to myself. I figured, well, I'll just cut this off and paddle up river as fast as I can. And that way I can float back down the river at my leisure before they cut the wheels on the power plant. Because when they cut those wheels on, this river gets to moving. You can't paddle against it too good. And I don't have a mount for my phone. I've got this little tripod here, like I said, selfie stick. But I need to mount me something that I can screw down to that orange rail right there, or screw it down on this flat spot right there, so I can set my phone up. Yeah, I wanted to get out here early this morning. It's fun. I love it. I was raised on the lake. On the weekends, but I wanted to get out here when the birds started singing this morning, and right before the sun come up, but I didn't make my mind up till 7 o'clock, and I got my son to help me throw the kayak in the back, and I took off. But I'm here now. I do the same thing, catching up on videos. I get so far behind, especially like on the weekends. I get my grandson Friday and take him home Sunday. I've done missed Mike, Long Island Bigfoot. I've missed Squatch watching with Bill, Maryland Squatch Watchers. I miss all the cameraman and all those guys, and then I have to try to catch up. I'm gonna set it down. I might not be able to see my chat. I'm gonna pack upriver. I'm gonna fish a little while today, and I'm really not supposed to be out here because I'm taking antibiotics for sinusitis and a upper respiratory. But it's going to be overcast all day today, and it's going to start raining after lunchtime. So I figured a couple hours out here in this overcast won't be too bad because I feel really good. Maybe catch me a fish. My wife don't want me to bring none home though, because she's cooking pork chops for lunch today. I mean for Sunday dinner. I don't keep the bass. I throw them back. I don't eat the bass, and I really don't eat nothing out of this river anyway. I do the lake up top that dumps into this river. I'll eat something out of there, but I don't eat nothing out of this river. Pollution. There's a couple plants downriver. I don't eat these fish. I want to get out in the forest up there where I go in the Uwharrie. It's an hour and a half away. That's where I need to get up there and do me some Bigfoot researching. I hadn't been up there in a month. Been almost a month. Hit some trails, but I don't like to do it by myself. Let me try to see what it's. Yeah, I'm having. See, I can't. It's kind of clumsy trying to hold this phone. I got my leg propped up here in case it tips over. It won't go over. I'm due for an upgrade anyway. It's so peaceful out here in the mornings early in the mornings when the water's real smooth and it's been hot and it cools down like it is today. It's like only 66 degrees out here. Feels so good. And the water's real smooth and fish jumping. It's paradise. My favorite thing to do is be on the early morning river, or lake actually. A little bit of fog coming up off the lake. Fish jumping. Birds singing. Oh God. Paradise. There's a little lake up on the Blue Ridge Parkway I want to go to. Lake James in North Carolina. It's beautiful up there. Big mountain lake. And it's only an hour and a half away from here. From me here now. Well, that's about 2 hours away. I'm near Charlotte. Actually, I'm in Charlotte right now. This is considered Charlotte, Mecklenburg County where I'm at. That's what it's considered here. But I was born and raised in Charlotte. But I don't live there now. I live in a little town called Mount Holly. Out in the country. About 4 miles from here, actually. Not many boats out here this morning. It may be in a little while. I don't know. They calling for bad weather. A lot of people just won't even come out here like me. I'll come out here if it's going to give me 2 or 3 hours. I'll come out here and stay for an hour or two and go home. A lot of people won't load their boat up and come out here for just an hour. I fixed this thing, you know. I'm getting some age on me now, and I fixed this thing to where they can't flip me when them big boats come by. My kayak won't flip. I put some outriggers on it, one on each side. You know, the outriggers stick out. And that way it won't flip me, and I won't have to fight trying to get back on my kayak if it, like I could when I was a young man. Because I got that emphasis. I don't want to be fighting out here trying to climb back on the kayak and waves and water. So I just nipped that in the bud and fixed it where it wouldn't turn over. I can stand up in this thing. And it's a sit on top. You don't sit down in it, as you see. They're not as stable as the ones you sit down in. Those are more stable. But I needed a fishing kayak, something that I can, if I do have to crawl back on. I'm just not young as I used to be. I can't see my chat though. I'm talking to you, but I can't see what you're in the South too, huh? Are you in the South? Lee? Oh, Arkansas. Oh, okay. Awesome. I've never been to Arkansas. Been to a lot of places though. I lived in Detroit for when I was a kid in the 60s, and used to go to Canada a lot. Back when you just go across the bridge or go through the tunnel, we used to go to Canada a lot. And I've been out west to Vegas, but I'd like to take a road trip out west and stop in some places out west. Some of them old ghost towns and stuff. See some of the famous places. But I love it here in North Carolina. I'm 3 hours. It used to be 3.5 hours away. Now it's 3 hours away from the beach, from Myrtle Beach, which is a famous beach. You've heard of it. And I'm an hour away from the mountains. So I can go to the mountains in an hour, have a day trip, or I can go to the beach and have a day trip. We get some pretty crazy hurricanes here sometimes, but they're not that often. Yes, both worlds. Yeah, I love it. I do. I love it, North Carolina. I mean, I was born and raised here. Of course, I'm partial. But I did live in Detroit, Michigan, and when I was a teenager, we was up there for 5 years. Actually, I was up there when they had the big riots in '68 and Motown burned down. We left after that. But we lived right in the city. And we're country folk. My dad, country boy, went up there chasing money. And he didn't make good money up there, but he's like, nah, we'll just go back to North Carolina. Forget Detroit. And I can imagine how it is nowadays. Well, that was back in the 60s, late 60s. But I do love our Blue Ridge Parkway. Catch me a couple. Never know. Caught a couple nice ones last week. My favorite bait. It's called a brokeback minnow. When it swims, it looks like a injured fish. It's like, that's why they call it a brokeback minnow. I've caught the biggest fish I ever caught on one of them things, a lure. Well, not the biggest fish I ever caught, but the biggest game fish, bass. I've caught some big catfish and stuff, but I caught a huge striper off of it, and I've caught more bass on that lure than any other thing. I need to get on up here to the thing. They shut my trail down. I used to walk every morning, me and my dog, at the dam. They got a greenway down there. They shut it down because they're redoing some stuff on the dam, some equipment, and they're putting the earth on each side of the dam. They're packing more earth around it. And it's a 4-year project, so they closed my trail down for 4 years. I hadn't been able to get in there because they got it blocked off. Only way to get up there is by boat, and I want to go up there and see what it's like, but it's like 5 miles upstream, upriver. I don't know if I'm going to be able to paddle that far today. I'm going to head that way, though. Who was that to come in? I can't see. Goodness, hey, buddy. How's it going? Glad you're here. I had to pick my phone up to see the chat. I'm out here. I'm probably 3 foot away from my phone, and I don't have me a mount for my phone to go on. Like, I got to get me a mount to screw down here, so it's just kind of balanced on I got a little selfie stick. It's got a tripod on the bottom of it, and I've got it just sitting here on this thing, and it's not mounted, so I got it wedged up against my little cooler, and have to take it easy so I don't knock it over. But I'm gonna get me a mount and put it up here so I can extend it up and spin it around and stuff. Put me a little GoPro on there too. But I was out here this morning just fishing a little bit and getting out here before it gets hot or starts storming. I suppose it's storm after a while. And these people over here see me talking to myself, and I don't have a phone up to my ear, so they might not even wave at me. They think I'm crazy. But yeah, I just get out here this morning. I was debating it. I wanted to get out here when the sun first come up, but I sat there drinking coffee, debating it, and finally I just jumped up and got my son to help me throw this kayak in the back and took off to the boat ramp, which I'm only 5 miles away. Let's see, I'll have to get down up here and look and see. Oh yeah, thanks. I hope I catch one too. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just out here right now throwing a little brokeback minnow. My favorite lure, I was saying. I don't know if you caught that or not. Oh, there's some people fishing. I got to get away from them. Messed their fishing up. There's a guy and a girl over there in front of me fishing. I think that's a guy and a girl. I don't have my glasses on. A couple guys up here fishing. I have to get out here so I don't run over their line. Let's see what's that. Oh, it's Catawba River. Yep, Catawba River. Drops out of Lake Norman. I'm on, actually I'm in Mount Holly, between Mount Holly and Charlotte, North Carolina. You know where that's at. You're North Carolina guy, so yeah, you know where that's at. Morning. Done any good yet? That's good. I ain't done nothing either. I'm mostly paddling though. I've thrown a few, but I ain't caught nothing. I'm gonna get up before they cut them wheels on. Yeah, I won't be able to go up if they cut them on. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to get up here before they cut those wheels on so I can, if they do cut them on, start making power, I can float down. Just to keep myself straight and I can float down, don't even have to paddle. I like doing that too. Get my thing straight here, see. Yeah, Nightdale, that's right, yeah. I know where that's at. I used to talk to a lady that lived there. Her name was Lisa Hart. She had real long hair down to her butt, past her butt. Just a friend, nothing, just a friend. And Nightdale and I don't know, it's Clyde. No, not Clyde. It was where she lived, Nightdale. Little town up there. I know exactly where it's at though. I went and put some heat and air in the bank up there one weekend. That's not too far from the Uwharrie. About 2 hours maybe? That'd be about 2 hours from the Uwharrie forest. That's what I was saying a while ago. I need to get back down to Uwharrie. I hadn't been there in almost a month. Because I'm an hour and a half away from there. And I love that place. And there's a lot of Sasquatch in there. A lot of them. I mean, they're spotted all over that place, but what I think is 52 or 54,000 acres, something like that. That's a lot of land. And then, not counting that, all the farmland around it. Not, it's a lot of land out there. Hope I can catch me a couple fish. These are fair weather clouds, they're not too bad. I wish I could see my chat better. Yeah, see, Charlotte does that too. Raleigh's doing the same thing. Goodness. We had a little town we used to run around in back in the day, out in the country, called Pineville, North Carolina, and Charlotte has swallowed Pineville, and all the little towns around Mecklenburg County. Charlotte's just devoured them, and they're just, you can't tell when you go. When you used to, you could tell you was leaving Charlotte and going into a small town. Now you can't. You can't tell the difference. It's just, my little town is, Mecklenburg County's on the right side of me right here, and Gaston County's on the left side where I live. If it wasn't for this river, I would be swallowed up by them too. And even then, they're already, people are moving to North Carolina so fast, and we're out in the country, and I moved out there 28 years ago, man. The old farmer died up the road, and his kids sold the land, and they built 500 houses in there near me. And now they're starting another neighborhood down the road, so it's coming everywhere. I'm getting a drizzle. I'm getting a little drizzle on me. Oh, Lordy, I don't want to get wet like that. Yeah, so be it. They're not calling for it till after lunch. building up though. It looks darker. Looking at that phone screen, it looks darker than it really is. A little sun trying to peek through over here on the right side. Trying to. There's new houses right there next to me. They built up here on this river. Duke Energy owns all this land up through here, so thank God somebody owns it where they can't just. I mean, if they didn't, it would be houses right on top of each other all the way up down both sides of this river. Good morning. Let's see. You snapping beans? Oh God! Oh my God! I hadn't snapped beans with my mom in years. Well, she's dead and gone now, but she did it with me and my brothers, and then our children, and she even done it with her great grandkids. Yeah, I had them snapping beans, picking rocks out of pinto beans. God, makes me think of my mom. Me and my wife will go to the farmer's market and get us a bag of beans and come home and snap them. I love to go to the farmer's market. I'm going to keep going up. I'm going to keep going up north. Looks like it's great clouds are breaking up there. Are either coming in. Let's see which way they're moving. Well, they're going to my right because that's east. They're going that way. So yeah, it's getting thicker on the other side of me. Yeah, I ain't no big deal as long as it don't start getting no lightning. I don't mind the rain. I've got these little things right here. I put my stuff in. They're watertight. They're watertight. I got one. This one is what I put my phone in, and I got my wallet and my keys in this one. You see my outriggers? I made these with PVC pipe and buoys, floats. I made those to where I can pull them out. I got a pin in them. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And then I can pull it out, put the pin back in. Keeps me from flipping. I ain't putting the pin back in, it ain't coming out. Yeah, I put those on there so I wouldn't flip, because I got thinking, man, I'm getting so old, I can't be flipping over out there when I got this thing. My wife's worried to death about me, because I've got emphysema, and if I flipped over, I have to fight and try to get back in this thing. And she was worried to death when I told her I was going to buy a kayak. And so I put these outriggers on it, and man, I don't care how big a boat goes by, they cannot flip me. It will not turn over. So, and it's a sit on top kayak, you know. I'm not sitting down in it. So these things are not very stable. They're okay, but it's not that big expensive things, but they're not as stable as one you sit down inside of. So I had to do something, and I haven't done it yet. I haven't stood up in it, but I could stand up in this thing and fish, and it just won't flip. Extend them out like I was just doing. They will not. It won't flip. And I can put my grandbaby in here and don't have to worry about flipping over with him, and me out there trying to get back in, can't breathe and all that. So now my wife don't worry about me. he wants his own kayak, so I told him I'd buy him one. And I told him, I said, you don't come put some outriggers on it like mine so it don't flip. He said, no, I want mine to flip, Pawpaw. I want it to flip, because he's seen these videos of these people flipping and getting back in and stuff. That's what he wants to flip. But he's 6 years old, so. Yeah, I can extend them out. Yep. Yeah, they go out there. I think they go about 18 inches. And the boat's 32 inches wide. And then I get extended out like, actually it'd be about 2 foot from the side of the boat. So, and 2 foot on the other side. There's no way to flip this thing. And like I said, my wife worried herself to death about me flipping. She said, what are you gonna do, honey? You can't hardly breathe. You won't be able to breathe. You get back out there and won't be able to get back, have another heart attack or something. And I had her come out there with me when I put the outriggers on. I had her go out there with me and watch me. And I put the boat wrap and I got out there and I shook it and got on my knees and shook. I said, see, honey, you can't turn it over. So then my son told her, he said, Mom, he's serious, you can't turn it over. So after my sons told her that it wouldn't flip, she was satisfied. She worries to death about me. Yeah, it's a rope swing. Oh my God, I'm a rope swing over here. See that swing? There's several of them up and down through this river. I don't know what's how they get to it. I don't know. That's just land over there. That's just forest, woods. I guess these jet skiers come out here and play with them. Well, here comes a lady on a flatboard, or what do you call them things? I thought about getting one of those. I seen one somebody turned in. I started to buy it. It was used, but it was nice. They turned it into a fishing boat. Like they had a chair mounted on it and a milk crate so you could put your stuff in it and rod holders. It was nice, and it was one of them flatboards. Oh, that's the one that blows up, I think. That's pretty cool. If the weather was nice, if it wasn't complicated, there'd be a bunch of those out here. Good morning. Yeah, that one blows up. That one she's on blows up. Inflatable. They're nice. Another kayak that blows up. It's a 2-seater. It's inflatable. But as far as fishing out of it, you can, but you got to be careful. Knock a hole in it. So far, my little tripod's staying up. It's not turning over. It's just a little old $10 selfie stick that the bottom opens up with some legs. And I've got it sitting in the bottom best I can. And I've got a little cooler with a couple of drinks in it, and propped up against it. I need to take a tour of my kayak, what I've done to it. I've got an anchor trolley on here to where I can hook my anchor and pull it up front. I can trolley it. I hook my anchor up, throw it out, and I can trolley it to the front, and my back will swing around. Or I can pull my trolley down to the back, and it'll anchor at the back, and the front will swing around. You can put it anywhere you want to. It's really cool how it works. It's got pulleys. I got a pulley up in the front and a pulley on the back, and it's got a D-ring like in the center where the anchor goes through. And I fixed it to where if a big boat comes by or emergency happens and I have to unhook from the anchor, all I gotta do is just undo a clip and throw my anchor rope in the water. I got a buoy on it, and I can get away from the waves or I'm not sitting there trying to pull an anchor in. I just unhook it and leave my anchor out there and go back and get it later. It's a quick connect. It's a quick release anchor system. And I'm proud of it. That way if somebody's in trouble or something, or I don't know, whatever, I can get off of it, get off my anchor, and the rope will float with the buoy on it, a little bobber like slip buoy, whatever you call them things, and I can go back when the danger's gone and get my anchor. And I took me some milk crates. I took 2 milk crates and I cut the top out of one of them. Well, cut the bottom out of it, and made me a lid to put on the other one. And I bungee it to the back of my kayak, so I got all my stuff in it, and a rod holder mounted on it. I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to do a tour of show what I got done on my kayak. I got the ideas off the internet. I love my milk crate. I got my tackle box in it. It's back here behind me. And I got some extra rod holders on my outriggers too. When I put my horizontal across the back, I put a couple of 45s on there. That's my milk crate. I got me a little flag on it, but yeah, I need to show that one day how I did that. But the anchor system is really cool. It's really cool. You can if I drop my anchor now and trolley it to the front, my back of my boat will spin around, and I can fish that way, or trolley it to the back, and then the front, and then the back will swing around. I can fish that way too. Man, it's a long ways up there to that dam. I'll go pretty good ways up there so I can take my leisure and float back down and do some fishing. I see some good spots. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw over there right now. A little close. Oh. Oh, that little minnow looks just like an injured minnow. I caught a couple of nice ones last week. I caught a pretty nice spotted bass. They don't get huge out here, and I caught a nice largemouth up in the cove. It was up in its cove, and there was hundreds of turtles up in that cove. I was like, that's where they all get a lot of turtles in a cove. But man, there was more than usual up in there, and that's where that big old bass was. It was huge down there. Good place for them because they'll eat turtles. Big old bass, they'll suck up a little soft-shelled turtle. Suck them babies up. I'm gonna get me a new rod reel here next week. We're here near the edge. See what wow. I wanted to go camping this week, but my doctor didn't want me doing nothing. He wanted me to stay in the house all week. I'm not doing that. I'm not out in the hot sun right now. I'm not doing nothing strenuous. But I was wanting to go camping because it's cooled down below 90. It's in the mid 80s all week. And I want to go up to the mountains and go camping up on Lake James where them boaters are seeing them Bigfoots up there around that lake up there. It's not far from Linville and Spruce Pine and all that stuff up there where Long Island Bigfoot was at a couple weeks ago visiting when I met him. But they've been spotted up there, and people are spotting them from the boat. Actually, it's the ones I've heard about, that they all from the boat. So I figure, hell, I get up there on my kayak up on that. It's a big lake too. Lake James is. I figure I'll go up there and do me some filming. Might catch me, go out there in the evenings, in the evening with a good flashlight, because I put me navigation lights on my kayak too. I can go out at night without getting a ticket from wildlife. Even a kayak, you have to have lights on it if you're out at night. So I put me some navigation lights on here a couple weeks ago, and I figure I'd get my spotlight and go out there and paddle around that mountain lake at night. Might catch me a Sasquatch on film. And it's a beautiful lake. And you can throw your equipment in. They got a place for you to camp with security for your vehicle. You can park your vehicle and leave it and load your stuff up in your kayak and paddle over to an island. They got nice campsites set up there with fire pits and garbage cans and picnic tables and stuff. And you just paddle over there and pick you out a spot. They're real nice. That's what I want to do. I'm going to take my grandson. Whoa, shit. Look at there. Oh, it hit the bush. They come out, though. I got it. Oh, Lordy. Swung it right inside that tree. Well, I'm thinking about putting me a trolling motor on this thing. I'm telling you, I really do. I'm thinking about putting a trolling motor on here where I can troll around and fish and keep myself straight, because like when I'm trying to throw, I can't. I mean, I could go anchor somewhere, but bass fishing, you can't anchor and fish where like I want to fish. And this thing does not go straight when you let off of it. I mean, I have to fight it just because when I cast, it's always turning and moving, and it never goes the way I want it to. So I get me a little trolling motor. But the bad thing about that is, if you put a trolling motor on it, you got to go get license and tags and put numbers on it and all that shit like you do a regular boat. I'd have to go to the DMV and get numbers for it and stick numbers on the side of it, and just a hassle. It's not a lot of money, but it's a hassle. You have to register. If you put any kind of motor on it, electric or whatever, it don't matter. Now I've seen these guys take a DeWalt drill motor. They take a DeWalt drill motor and take a piece of threaded rod and get a propeller off an old trolling motor or something and mount it onto the threaded rod and put that threaded rod in there. And they take a drill motor and stick it over the side and turn that damn drill on, and it pushes them like a trolling motor. And they just break it down, lay it in the boat. You could probably get by with that, you know. And I don't know, you might get by with it. If the game warden catch you doing it, he might not rush a bunch of tickets. If you legally could, but I thought about doing that too. Something I can just lay down in, you know, drill motor, put it in my crate back there. All kind of ideas. I have this thing rigged up. I need me a bigger one. They got them nice ones. The guy I bought this one from, I bought it used. God, he's got a nice one, like a $2,000 kayak. God, it's got all kinds of stuff on it. It's really cool the way he's got it set up. Here comes the drizzle. I'm gonna get soaked out here today if I hang out much longer. I told my wife I wasn't gonna stay out here. I'd be home before it started raining, but I don't know. Ooh, that's a creek right there. That's a creek. Check it out. Let's go check this creek out. See what's in there. Oh yeah. Man, don't you know this would be spooky at nighttime? Floating up through here at midnight. No street lights or nothing out here. And with a spotlight shining up through here, coming around in these woods. This little creek. I could go up in there. I could go around there. But I'm not going to. I don't think I will. Wow, this is awesome. My luck, a snake could fall out on me. A couple weeks ago, I was going up through there, and I went not quite up under it like this, but I was almost up under the bush. I was real close to it, and there was one laying up in there, laying up in the bush. I thought, my God, I don't know if I told my YouTube friends about that one I pulled over like where I am here, and pulled it over to the bank, and I'd set my pedal down. I was leaned over, kind of propped up on my elbow, talking to the man and the lady that was fishing on the bank. And I looked down, and there was a water moccasin right up under my arm, right next to my kayak. He was like 6 inches from me. And I jumped up, and I grabbed that paddle and pushed off, and all he had to do was just reach his head up 6 inches, and he could have bit me. Scared the hell out of me. So I kind of kept my eyes open since then. I mean, he could have got me too. And well, yeah, he was a pretty good size one. Had a big old head on him. But this kayak is like 6-8 inches out of the water, and I was leaned over, I had my arm laid up on it, and it was right there too. Scared the crap out of me. Now it's raining steady here now. Steady little drizzle. Yeah, see, got my foot right there. I had my arm on the side, kind of like that, and the damn snake was right there up under me. It freaked me out. Oh man, I don't want to get wet by rain, but if I do, I do. It's coming and going. This is like the third time I've had drizzle, but it hadn't. This is the hardest it's been. I was wanting to go further upriver and broke down. Look at all that up through there. That's where you jerk them bass out. Right here, I'll show you. Right up through here. Up through there is where you jerk them bass out. All up in there. Yeah. Messed my picture up trying to zoom. Wow, it is getting... I've got an umbrella. I just thought about it. I've got an umbrella that's on that's got a little clamp on it. You can hook it to your chair like a beach chair, and it's about the size of a rain umbrella, a regular umbrella, but the handle has like a C clamp on it, and you can hook it to the back of your chair. And I just thought that I could get that thing and hook it to my chair here that I'm sitting in. I've got a really comfortable chair on this thing. I mean, it really is. I can sit in this chair for 4 hours. It's very comfortable. And but I could hook that umbrella to the back of this chair and have me an umbrella over my head for sunshine or a drizzling rain like this. I hope it don't rain much harder. I'm gonna cast over there if I can get stopped. See what I can pull out from in there. Oh man, I wish it wouldn't do this. But this is like this weather, you catch your best fish, have the best fun when it's doing like this. It's no thunder, lightning, just raining like this. That's where you have some fun. Fishing. Me and my brothers, we fish. Man, we fish in some nasty weather. I mean, freezing rain. We fish in freezing rain on Thanksgiving. We don't go anymore since my brother passed away. We used to take a Thanksgiving trip on Friday morning. Well, actually Thursday after we eat sometimes, but usually Friday, and we'd stay till Sunday. Go down to the Myrtle Beach, Myrtle's Inlet down there and fish for Thanksgiving. After we had family stuff, we'd take all the leftovers with us, all the guys, because that's all it was men. Mama and Daddy just had boys, and I had boys, and my brother had boys, and my other brother had boys. So we'd all go down there and fish. We done it every year, and my brother passed away. We quit doing it. We haven't been in 6 years, but we've been down there at Thanksgiving on that pier, and bad weather, fishing. This might be done set in on me today. It might be wise to head back toward the boat ramp. Head down that way anyway. Huh. Wonder why nobody else is out here today. I'll tell my wife I mess with her sometimes so bad. I go home and say, I don't, soaking wet. So I don't understand why nobody was out there today. Let's see what I can pull out of there. Wow, something jumped over there. When my lure hit the water, something jumped. Wish she'd going after mine. I had a brokeback minnow just like this one in this same river, about 2 miles up there at the dam. And I throwed it out there, and I was just playing, talking to some old guys. Same guys go down there. I'd had a heart attack, and they kept me out of work for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever it was. So I'd go down there every day in the mornings, and we'd go down there and stand around and shoot the breeze and throw our fishing rods out there. And half the time, you know, we didn't care if we should catch anything or not, but I did just like I'm doing here, throwed it out there and just reeling it back in, just talking. And I had a striper. That thing hit. He was 3 foot long. I forget what the dang thing weighed, but he was almost. He was like 34 inches long, almost 3 foot long. That I caught out of this river. That plug, same kind of plug. Man, that was a fight. I didn't have a net. One of the guys had to get down on the rocks and get him, and I was going to throw him back, but a striper, they're you know, game fish. They'll fight to the death, and he fought and fought and fought, and when I got him up there, he was, and we looked at him and tried to get him, you know, let him go, and he just bellied up. So I took him home and ate him, but it was a nice one. Biggest fish I've caught on one of these. We go down to Santee Cooper, we're catching big catfish. We've caught some monsters out of Santee Cooper. I think this is as far as I'm gonna go upriver. And I'm gonna float back down. I'm really not even moving right now. I'm gonna float. Just float that way and cast. Sit here and run my mouth at everybody, and I can't see my chat. Not much of a good conversationalist, am I? I'm gonna wipe my phone off. No, I've caught some big ones down there. I guess I'm gonna cut this thing off and put my phone back in my case because it is getting wet. My phone's getting wet and I'm getting wet, which I don't care about me. I don't want to get my phone down wet. Jen Lee, thank you so much for joining me. And Bobby, if you hadn't, if you're still in there, or whoever, thank you so much for joining me. And if this rain hadn't set in, if it slows up where I can get my phone back out, I'm gonna come back on. It gives me an option to continue. So I may do that, but I'm gonna have to get my phone back in this case. Thank you so much, and hope you have a wonderful day, and I may see you again here in a few.